Guys, it is 12:30. And for those of you that have heard this intro housekeeping information already, I appreciate your patience with us just getting through it for the final time today. Welcome to Get Credentialed 2026. I'm Diane Michael with Callan Group Communications, and I'm joined by my CAM partner and girlfriend, Lindsay Lombardi, with Coastal Living, Association Management, and Dominion Management. Lindsay and I started Beyond the Boardroom about 2 years ago with a pretty simple idea: make quality education easier and more accessible for community association managers and board members for free, thanks to our association ally partners. Whether today is your very first Beyond the Boardroom event or you're one of our Webinar Wednesday regulars, welcome. A few things before we begin. I'm putting our CAM attendance verification and FAQ page into the chat after we get the intro done. Please bookmark that page. This is where you'll submit your attendance verification after each course, and it is also where questions are answered, the most common questions we receive about attendance, verification codes, credit submission, and DBPR. Please review that page before emailing our team with questions or adding to the Q&A today. There's a good chance your answer is already there. I'll continue putting important links into the chat throughout the event so you don't have to go hunting for anything. Second, take advantage of our education library. Beyond the Boardroom isn't just about the course you're taking today. We have a growing library of past educational programs from our association allies. And I want to encourage you to remember these companies when you're looking for vendors and requesting proposals for your communities. Most associations seek multiple bids. If one of your association allies has spent their time educating you and you believe they're qualified for the opportunity, we'd love for you to consider allowing them to be one of those bids. As we all know, budget season is upon us, and make sure to let them know Beyond the Boardroom sent you. That's one of the ways this entire free education ecosystem continues to work. Third, if Beyond the Boardroom has helped you, we'd love your help growing it. I'm going to put our Google review link in the chat as well. If you believe this free education has been valuable to you or helped you become a better CAM, a 5-star review means a tremendous amount to us. And referrals matter just as much. Tell another CAM about the program, tell a board member, tell someone at your management company, or recommend to us a vendor to get them more access to CAMs and board members throughout the state of Florida. The bigger this community becomes, the more education and industry experts we're able to bring directly to you. And one final reminder, day 2 is tomorrow. I'll put tomorrow's registration link into the chat. If you're not already registered, get registered because we have another excellent lineup waiting for you. Lindsay, will you go over the submission process?
I will. All right, everyone, at the end of the course, stay till the end. Don't leave, don't go to the bathroom, don't get a drink, don't take a phone call because you will miss it. And since this is the last course today, not the last one. This one is actually the last course. When we end the webinar, the chat will go away and you will no longer have that to look at. So please, please, please stay. At the end of the course, I will provide the course name, the code word, which we will provide only a couple times at the very end and in the chat. If you do not have the code word, we cannot give it to you later. This is how we prove that you attended the whole course. So people like Mike can continue to be presenters and provide you free education and they don't lose their provider license. So sorry, again, it's the rules. It's how it is. Don't ask me later. I can't give you the code word at a later date. I can only give it to you at the end of the course. And then as always, bookmark the link when we share it. If you have it today, that way you always have it and you don't have to go looking for it every time we have a course that we provide.
Them's the rules is what the kids say, huh? Okay, everyone, I opened up the chat just to show Mike where you're coming in from. We love to show the presenters that you're coming in from all over the state. So I did open chat. So for this purpose, please do let Mike see where you're coming in from. And we're so excited to welcome Mike Gonzalez back. He has been a presenter with Beyond the Boardroom in the past. Mike is a seasoned professional with nearly a decade at Blue Stream Fiber, where he plays a key role in delivering reliable fiber connectivity and helping communities stay connected through future-ready technology. His work focuses on building stronger relationships, supporting residential communities, and driving long term value through strategic partnerships. Beyond his professional career, Mike is deeply committed to his community. He currently serves as vice president of the Palm City Chamber of Commerce and sits on the boards of both the Martin County Healthy Start Coalition and Keep Martin Beautiful, contributing his time and leadership to causes that strengthen and improve the quality of life in Martin County. Mike believes strong communities are built on solid connections, both digital and personal. Mike is the proud girl dad to his two daughters, Brooklyn and Jordan, and is married to his wife, Sybil. When he's not working or giving back, you'll find him channeling his inner underdog, a huge Rocky Balboa fan, and a lifelong supporter of the New York Giants and New York Yankees. Driven, community focused, and grounded in the belief that hard work and resilience matter. Mike shows up for his communities, whether that's the neighborhoods that Blue Stream Fiber serves or the causes he champions in Martin County. We're so happy to have you back. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Very humbled to be back. Now, that was an introduction. If I could get an introduction like that, like every day in life, I would probably, who knows what I could accomplish. But
I'm for
that,
hire. I'm for hire.
yeah, no, that was great. That was great. So, like, I'm motivated. I'm enthusiastic. I'm like pumped now just off that introduction. So, hello, all. Yes, my name is Mike Gonzalez. I am the director of sales with Blue Stream Fiber. A very happy to once again be back and teach in this incredible course, Finding Revenue Through Telecom Negotiations. I hope you all find it very impactful. I know, when it comes to your world, finding revenue is always a plus, right? It's always a bonus. It's always something that you're looking for. And I'm here to help find those gaps and, maybe even help you learn something or two. So, with that being said, Florida, all right? Great state of Florida. As we all know, more and more people are moving down here every year. We're roughly a little bit over 1,000 people that are moving to Florida every year. HOAs, a lot going on, more developments being built, more HOA communities being built, more headaches, right? More headaches for the cams that are continuing to happen. So, we all see it. We all live in it. And let's see how we can help generate that revenue. So today we are going to go over, courtesy services and how they could be a benefit to your community. Door fees. This is a very, very big factor, especially when we're talking about, increasing revenue. Community channel, asking your vendors, streaming video options explained, and then explanation of how you're going to get your CEU credit process at the end, right? So we try to make it as simple as possible for you all. I know it's been a long day, so I will try to be as energetic and engaging as possible and as fast as possible so we can all go and do what else that we need to do during the day. So, attendance and evaluation awareness, your attendance and CEU credits are processed through a required class evaluation survey based on the state of Florida guidelines. So either use the link or QR code at the end of this presentation, and then there's going to be 10 quick questions, very simple, right? Very simple questions. Be sure to include your name, CAM number, and email. The survey can be completed from a computer, cell phone, laptop, any of those sorts, right? So once again, at the end of the presentation, you will see a QR code on your screen. Just click on that QR code and take it from there. All right. So there are going to be some terms that some may be familiar with, some may not, right? So telecommunications. Telecommunications is TV, internet, and phone services for residential or home use. Provider. What's a provider? A provider is a company that provides TV, internet, and or phone service, right? Bulk. I'm sure a lot of you guys have started hearing about bulk agreements. What's a bulk agreement? Benefits of a bulk agreement. Do I need a bulk agreement? Today, you'll find out. Bulk is a type of telecommunications agreement where the association provides TV, internet, and or phone service as an amenity. All right, as an amenity. Retail, which anybody that has Comcast, their communities have Comcast or Spectrum. They're they're very familiar with the term retail. Retail is a type of telecommunications agreement where an association allows a provider the opportunity to provide TV, internet, and or phone services to individual homes in the community. Residents pay for all those services individually. And then RFP, which is a request for a proposal. Okay. All righty. So courtesy services. I try my best not to throw Blue Stream down everybody's ears, right? I try to be as neutral as possible. I'm just a guy who does what a lot of other guys and women do with AT&T and Spectrum and Fiber Now and so many different telecommunication companies. So I'm here to try to assist you with that. So you may hear me give Blue Stream more of a boost, but I'm sorry, right? They pay the bills. But once again, I'll try to be as neutral as possible. So services that community needs that the board pays for, all right? So right now, your board, they're paying for TV and internet in the office space, the clubhouse, the gym, pool, craft rooms. Did you know with a bulk agreement, you can get these services at a complimentary rate, right? So something that we do, and there's a lot of other providers that do the same thing. When discussing your internet and discussing the TV services, talk to those providers. Are you offering any complimentary services? Right now, we have internet in our clubhouse, and we have internet for our gate. Right now, we're paying $600 a month for whoever your provider may be. What can we do about a complimentary service? Beat them to the punch. Let them know that, hey, I've taken Mike Gonzalez's creating revenue course, and I'm here to play. I am here to play, and I'm here to get something. I'm leaving with something. Talk to them about the complimentary services. They're there. They're available. Once again, if your community, let's just say they're paying $600 for those internet services, now that $600 goes away. That's a huge savings every year, right? You're looking at over $7,000 a year in just internet savings. What you were paying today doesn't mean you have to pay that tomorrow if if your community signs on a bulk agreement. Services that the community needs in the future that the board may need to pay for. Security camera installation and tag readers for front gates, right? We're seeing it more and more. Security, we're at these security gates, more and more tag readers through gates throughout the community, at the pool, especially clubhouses, access to all the amenity areas with these tag readers. Once again, you need to have internet at these locations in order for these tag readers to work accurately. Same thing with the security cameras, right? We're in a digital age, and more communities want security. They want those cameras, that peace of mind, especially in pool areas, right? We hear it, we see it every day. We see something that happened to a child in a pool area that could have maybe been prevented if they had a camera system there, right? But in order for this cool equipment to work, you got to have that internet. You have to have that reliability, that access, so that therefore these, really, really cool pieces of equipment aren't just sitting in our junk drawer, not really being utilized the right way because they don't have that internet access, right? So once again, utilizing a complementary internet circuit to bring internet for those gates, for those security cameras. That's all out there. That's something that us providers, we will offer that. We will utilize that as an opportunity to win your community's business, but also, be wary. Hey, I didn't hear anything about any complimentary services. What are you guys not offering complimentary services? Upgrading existing services today at no charge. So once again, better Wi-Fi coverage for outdoor spaces, pools, dog parks, tennis courts, golf courts, and playgrounds. Hear it all the time when I'm speaking with CAMs, when I'm speaking to property managers, when I'm speaking to board of directors. Do you have internet? I see you have a dog park. Do you have internet there? No. Would you like to have internet access there? Or especially with the pool area, they're not getting a strong enough internet signal. They're not, and that's because what they're currently paying with their current internet provider, that's all they can afford. They can't afford a stronger internet signal to these areas. They can't afford a more powerful Wi-Fi connection so that their residents, when they're in the pool area, they can utilize complimentary Wi-Fi services. Once again, it all goes hand in hand. By getting that complimentary internet circuit to those pool areas, what a vendor can do is they can put like a mesh Wi-Fi, like a Wi-Fi blanket, right? Best way I can explain it, like a Wi-Fi blanket over that pool area. And now your residents will have complimentary internet services. You can put that, you can have a password to that. So only your residents have access in connecting to that internet signal. And once again, this is all complimentary. This is a complimentary internet service. It's going to enhance your residence. It's going to enhance your property, right? There's so many new HOA communities that are being developed every single day. Well, what stands out about your community? If I'm a buyer and I'm looking for a home and I'm one of the 1,000 people that are moving to Florida every day, what stands out about your community versus a community down the street? Well, we offer fiber optic internet services. We offer complimentary Wi-Fi services throughout the area, throughout the community. We offer Wi-Fi services in the pools, in the dog parks, all throughout our golf course here. Stand out, because nowadays that's what buyers are looking for. They're looking for that internet. We have so many more people that are working from home, telemedicine. I mean, look what we're doing right now. I'm teaching a course through my computer. Without that internet, I'm not talking to anybody. So door fees. This is something that I don't think you're going to have any bigger value when discussing talking to an internet provider in a bulk agreement. Where are the door fees? So, well, Mike, what is a door fee? Door fee, the telecommunication agreement typically include a door fee for a one-time payment to the association. What a door fee in layman's terms is, it's a payment that a provider will provide to the HOA in agreement for a non-exclusive contract. So right now, say your community has Comcast, right? And it's a retail contract. So I live in house A, Joan lives in house B. I have Comcast. Because it's a retail agreement throughout the community, Joan could sign up for AT&T if she wanted, if AT&T was available. Now with a bulk agreement, I have Blue Stream, Joan has Blue Stream, everybody in the community has Blue Stream fiber. So what we do is not just us, most providers, sorry, I told you, I tend to always say us, but the provider will provide a door fee for an exclusive agreement contract with the community. So we're going to do simple math here. Let's just say your community has 100 units and that vendor is willing to pay $100 per door, right? Door fee. In the industry, we're starting to change it from door fee to sign-on bonus. It sounds a lot less confusing. So anyway, we'll provide $100 for each unit, right? Say that you have 100 units. That's simple math. That's $10,000. So the provider is gonna provide a $10,000 payment to your board for agreement of a signed bulk contract. Now, $10,000. What do we do with that $10,000? You have a gate that needs fixed. You have pools that need fixed. You want to put in new roofs. You want to put in new sods. You want to take out trees. This is the treasure of the board. This is their favorite part of any conversation that I have with every board is the door fee, because especially when we're coming into budget season, well, we have to come up with $43,000 because we have to completely resurface the pool. Well, how are we going to come up with that money? Well, we're going to have to increase HOA fees. And we all know how much residents love when they get a letter saying you're going to have to increase your door fee for a pool or for grass that's not even by your home, or to remove trees that you don't even walk by, or to improve a dog park that you don't even have a dog on, right? We all love how those residents do that. With the door fee, it can eliminate having those conversations with your residents. It can eliminate having to increase door fees because you have that revenue coming in that can pay for that, right? Now, a door fee can vary. The size of your community, the length and term of your agreement, agreed upon bulk rate, the terms and conditions, like I said, exclusive marketing. The door fee can be paid in installments or all up front. Try saying that 3 times fast. Us, for example, what we do is we pay 50% 60 days after ratification of the signed agreement, and then we pay the other 50% 60 days after activation. There are providers that do pay 100% after the signed contract, and then there's providers that pay 100% after services are activated. So the reason why we do 50 and 50, 50 days after ratification of the signed contract and then 50% after activation is for budget, plain and simple. We speak to our customers. We speak to our boards. What do they like? What do they not like? Knowing that you have X amount of dollars coming in 60 days after a signed agreement, helps your budget this year. And then knowing that you have another X amount of dollars coming in 60 days after the services are activated, most likely being next year, that's another lump of cash that you have at your disposal. So once again, it helps budgeting. It helps the treasurer not have to stress where are we coming up with this money. It helps the CAM not have to create another email or flyer or bulletin saying, guess what? We got to increase your HOA fees. Great, right? Right. So, it definitely goes hand in hand. It's definitely a huge asset. And once again, another opportunity to create revenue. Pro tip, be upfront with what's important to your community. Let your providers know how important or unimportant a door fee will be for your consideration. Once again, communication is everything, right? We don't know what we don't know. I always ask every board, every property manager I speak with. So do you have any upcoming projects that your community is working on? Is there anything that your community is really trying to adapt the budget to help fix? Because maybe by signing a contract with a Blue Stream Fiber or another provider, that can actually be an asset. Let them know, hey, look, this is what we're currently working on. The one question I always ask is if I'm in a community where they don't have a gate, there's no gate in that community, right? What about 5 years from now? Do you plan on putting up a gate in the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years? Well, there's been talks about it. We don't know. And the reason why I always ask that question is because when our team comes in to your community and brings our fiber throughout your community, I always tell my guys, make sure we put a tie point right where the entrance is in. So if this community, they're considering and putting a gate up, the internet's already there, right? So we don't have to do any extra construction or any work in bringing the fiber there. The fiber's already there. And then therefore all the community has to do is build that gate. We will then work hand in hand with that vendor on your internet needs, but at least the internet's there. But the only way I know that is if I talk to the board about it, if I talk to the property manager about it, or vice versa, if they bring it up to me. So these are all, once again, just little tips and tricks to really think about, right? Nobody thinks about internet until the internet doesn't work no more. That's a common science, and that's understandable. But there's a lot of advantages with the internet, not just the reliability of the service and all that, but what you get in the back end for it, what your community gets in the back end with a strong internet provider.
Here's a pro tip.
So bulk rate, lower than existing bulk rate, to RFP or to not RFP, that is the question. Okay, so I'm going to not say any provider names on here. I'm going to say names that rhyme with it, and I'm hoping you can kind of like fill in the gaps. So say your community has Bombast, right? Bombast. It's a retail rate, right? I have Bombast at home. I'm paying $125 a month for internet. And then if I used to have TV, but when I did have TV, I was paying another $150. There are residents that are paying $300, $400 a month for TV and internet. We at Q-Frame, we have communities that they're paying as low as $65 a month for a gig by gig internet and over 140 channels. We have communities that are paying $35 a month for internet. I'm paying $115 a month I have customers out there paying 35 and their internet, the speed, the quality, the service is 10 times better than what I have right now at home. Reason why we're able to provide those speeds is because you're in a bulk rate, right? Best example I can give, if you need a gallon of mayonnaise, you're not going to go to Publix and buy 16 jars of mayonnaise. You're just going to go to BJ's, Sam's, and you're going to buy a gallon size of mayonnaise. Now, what do you need a gallon of mayonnaise for? I don't know, but I know it's a lot cheaper to buy in bulk when you need something more than it is to buy individual. Same concept when it comes to a bulk agreement that we provide and other internet providers offer as well. When you have a community with 150 units, 200 units, let's say 1,500 units, 2,000 units, you're gonna get a lot more bang for your buck by doing a bulk agreement. And look, every community, you're gonna have one or two board members, you're gonna have a handful of residents. They don't want change. Are you happy with your internet provider? Not really, but I've always heard of them, and I know exactly who Bombast or Hey, Me and T are, and I just rather stay with them. Is your service good? No. How much you paying a month? $200 a month. Would you rather an option where you can get more reliable service, a faster internet, future-proof your community, and be able to save 150, 200, maybe even $300 a month? That's my job, right? That's my job, to open people's eyes on that. But also as a CAM, that's another reason why we're having this course today, to put it out there to your boards. Boards, you have residents that are complaining about the internet, residents or board members that are complaining about the prices and the speeds and all the additional revenue that or money that we're paying out to have internet in the clubhouse, internet at the pool, internet at the gate. You know what? I was at this training and this guy, Mike Gonzalez, was telling me about this, right? Maybe we should really think about speaking to an internet provider with a bulk rate or a company like maybe, I don't know, Hugh Freem, and see if what they can do to work with us, because there's a lot of benefits and a lot of advantage of a bulk agreement. Now, thing is, everybody in the community has to have that provider, right? So how do you pay for it? Well, it gets paid through your HOA fees. Well, Mike, we just talked about not having to send out mailers and flyers about increasing door fees. Correct. However, think about the savings that customer is going to have on the back end, right? So if I live in your community and I'm paying, let's say I'm paying $200 a month for internet and TV, and I get billed directly from Bombast. I get billed directly and I pay them, and I pay them $200 a month, and I have my internet and TV, no problems. Great. Now I got to pay the board for my services. Correct. However, we signed an agreement for TV and internet in which you're going to get the TV and the internet for, let's just say, $49.95 a month. That's a savings of $150 a month. So yes, your HOA fee would go up by $49.99, but guess what? You're saving $150 a month. At the end of the day, that money still comes from the same two pockets, right? It still comes from the same two pockets. Instead of paying Bombast $200 a month, you're paying your HOA $50 a month for TV and internet. But guess what? You're saving $150 a month. Some save even more than that, a lot more than that. Once again, just something food for thought to think about. Are you providing services in a bulk agreement that residents no longer value? This is becoming a very, very fast common trait. Internet or internet and TV. The days of TV is slow. Well, I'm not say slowly, but it's steadily increasing. More and more people are cutting their cable and just strictly streaming, right? And I get it. I totally understand it, right? So once again, that's a conversation that you need to have with your board. I mean, honestly, do a survey. Hey, Joe, so we surveyed all 150 of our residents and asked how many are still watching TV, or how many have cut the cord, as they call it, and are now just streaming everything. And we're seeing that over 75% of our residents, they're just streaming. So why should we have our residents paying that just need internet they could be paying 100, 150, some maybe even $200 a month. When I know that there's providers out there that we could be paying, the residents could be paying $30, $40 a month for internet, and at least they're getting what they want and getting what they need. Once again, communication is key. I know years ago everybody wanted TV, and that's all we needed was TV. But it's 2026. Internet is. People look at me like I'm crazy when I say this, but there's air, there's electricity, and then internet is right there. Internet is right there. Let your internet be out for 2 days, and you tell me how you feel and how you handle those situations, especially those homes where you have kids and you're on on YouTube or playing games or all these cool gadgets that we continue to buy that need internet. Right back in the day, we just had your cell phone, laptop, tablet that needed internet. Now you have appliances, washers, dryers, water heaters, washing machines, you name it, that all need internet, right? Speakers, your Ring doorbells, your security cameras all need internet. Without that quality internet, without that reliable internet, all you have is a lot of cool gadgets that, once again, we're going to put that right in that same junk drawer with the gate and the security cameras in the community and all these other cool gadgets that we have, but we don't have the internet quality that we need to really utilize these services. Once again, it's all about asking and communication with your residents and with your board. Well, great long-term savings, annual increase. So with all vendors, right, you may see a 3% annual increase. Look at what your current provider is. See where their annual increase is. A majority of the state that has bombast and me, they could be as high as 8 to 9% every single year that their rate is continuing to get increased. I mean, I know we can't see a show of hands right now, but how many times have you looked at your internet and TV bill and it went up and you didn't even do anything? I didn't order anything. I mean, it goes up every month. And I get an annual increase, but they also do monthly increases. In a bulk agreement, you're locked in at that annual escalator. With us, it's 3%. It's 3%. It's a big difference compared to the 8 to 9% that you may be getting from the other guys. That's a huge savings. On top of the savings that the resident's already going to get by having a bulk agreement, it's a huge savings, right? So, we're saving with a bulk rate, we're saving on our monthly expenses for the residents, right? They're getting a better quality services. We're getting complimentary internet services throughout the community. We're no longer paying $6, $7, $8, $9, $1,000 a month for internet in all these different locations. It's now complimentary. Plus, we're also getting a hefty door fee. That's going to help us budget for the rest of this year and next year for any projects that we may or may not have. We're winning, right? We're in the green. We're providing a great service to our residents. We're future-proofing our community. We're standing out in our community. Hey, this is why you need to purchase a home in our neighborhood. This is why you need to rent a home in our neighborhood. This is what we offer. We offer fiber optic internet with a bulk rate, a low monthly rate, and we're able to provide complimentary internet services throughout our community. So as you're walking your dog or you're playing in the pool with your kids or at the playground, whatever it may be, you have internet access everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. It's a huge selling points. Huge selling points. Are all portions of the charges that come from the provider capped by an annual increase, such as a broadcast TV fee, regional sports fee? Now, once again, I cannot speak for every provider. Every provider has different scenarios. And once again, this is something that you would need to discuss with your provider. If they were a strong, trustworthy provider, they would bring it up to you before you would. They don't expect you to know what we know, right? At least that's the way I do business, right? Me and our employees at Blue Stream, we don't expect the CAMs and the property managers and the I keep saying the same thing, board members and the residents to know what we do. It's our job to consult them. It's our job. I always consider myself a trusted advisor because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to advise. once again, I can't speak for other providers, but I know with us, our annual escalator is capped. It is capped at the 3%. Right? You'll never see it higher than 3%. And it's always based on the original rate, right? So year over year over year, it's still based on that original rate from year one, the escalator. It is not our job to throw all these hidden fees. Is there a sales tax? Yes. We don't charge sales tax on our internet because we own our internet, right? Why should we pay enough in taxes as it is? Why should we charge our customers taxes on a service, on equipment that we already own? So we do not charge taxes on our internet. Now, for TV, it's the broadcast TV fee. It's no different than what you pay right now with your current provider, right? So if the FCC charges $3.78 with Bombast, they're going to charge $3.78 with Hugh Freem Miber. All right. Once again, we're rhyming words here. Anybody that may just join, I don't want anybody thinking that this guy doesn't even, this guy ain't speaking like what is he saying? I'm rhyming, so I don't have to say the name of these providers. Just keeping everybody on the same page. But yeah, so those TV fees, what you pay today is the same thing you would pay with us or any other provider. That's from the FCC. There's nothing we can do about that. But when it comes to the taxes, if it's a strong internet provider, those taxes are already included with because it's their internet service. If they don't, that's because it's not their internet. They lease that internet from another carrier, in which that's a completely different subject. I don't want to confuse anybody, but once again, ask. Are we getting does this price that you're quoting me, does this include taxes? If it doesn't include taxes, what is the monthly rate that includes taxes? They will be able to provide you a sample invoice so that you can see exactly how much that monthly rate will be. I know we can, right? I know we can. And all these areas that I'm seeing, from the Wesley Chapels to the Hollywoods to the Tampas, Miami, Boca, Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Palm Bay, Delray, Fort Myers. That's all Blue Stream, right? Blue Stream covers from Jacksonville to Miami, Naples, Tampa, Orlando. We're now in the Panhandle, up in Tallahassee, and we've just launched into Gainesville as well. So we literally have a circle around the entire state of Florida. So once again, another pro tip: be upfront to what is important to your community. As we said before, let the providers know what the most important decision-making criteria are. Meet with multiple providers. Tell them your goals and future plans, right? Let them, as we said earlier, future plans. We're planning on putting a gate. We're planning on building another pool. We're planning on adding a play area or a dog park. We're planning on adding additional walkways throughout the community. Let that provider know, because the thing is that, in a way, you're using that for your advantage, right? If a provider knows that, and they know that you're okay, well, hey, Mike, we'd love a bid from you, but we're also taking bids from 2 other providers, right? So now I know I got to do everything I can to not just win your trust and showcase, the services, but also win your business when it comes to rate. I can sell Blue Stream Fiber till I'm blue in the face. And I can show you how Blue Stream Fiber is a superior vendor and a superior provider and a trusted provider. But at the end of the day, I don't win every deal. I win a lot, but I don't win every deal. And most of the time I lose. It may become because another provider had a lower rate and offered a higher door fee. Because at the end of the day, that's the biggest factor in a lot of these boards. I'll be very honest. It's about the money. What are you going to do for me? Are you going to give you up, Mike? You're great, but they came in $5 less per month. Mike, you were fantastic, but they're offering $200 more for the door fee per unit, right? Let that vendor know, hey, we're planning on putting in a pool. We're planning on doing this, whatever it may be. That lets me know, okay, you're going to have a lot of expenses coming up. Your budget is going to be way out of whack. So let me do my best to provide the highest door fee that I personally can, to not just to obviously win your business, but to also show that, look, we're here as a partner. We're here to assist. Our contracts, as well as, and we're going to get onto this in a little bit, but our contracts, as well as basically every other vendor in the state of Florida for a bulk agreement, it's a 10-year contract. It's a 10-year contract. Whether it's us or anybody else, you're going to see the same thing, 10-year contract. And I know a lot of time, 10 years, but trust me, having that peace of mind and knowing for the next 10 years, I'm paying $50 a month for internet and TV. Where do I sign? I don't know what I'm paying for eggs 10 years from now. I definitely don't know what I'm paying for gas 10 years from now. I know what I'm paying for internet 10 years from now in a bulk agreement. Once again, where do I sign? Where can you go and you pay $50 a month for internet and TV, or 60 or 65, or it's a savings of over 100, 150, $200 a month. Communication is everything, right? I will do my best to ask as many questions and get as much information from you, but these are also tips for you to use in your back pocket, your advantage. Community channel. So the community channel, this is something that it was fading away, but it's kind of coming back now. So community channel, it's a great way to really market what's going on in the community, the neighborhood, any updates, any HOA fees that are due, any late fees, you know what I mean? If the office is going to be closed, or you're coming in holiday season, the office is only going to be open from 11 to 2, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. I know you do your best. You send out emails, you send out flyers. You may have a stand right in front of the community board meeting this Monday. Please attend. You got 6, and then 6 people show up. You worked on all these mailers and flyers and emails and all these great things to make sure that your residents are well informed and well communicated. Nobody shows up to the board meetings. Nobody even pays attention to your mailers, your emails, and you're sitting there scratching your head like, what can I do to get to these people? Community channel. So with us, what we do is we provide a community. If you sign up with our TV service, we provide a community channel. Let's just say it's on channel 2, right? That's just easy number. It's on channel 2. Your residents can go on that channel and they'll see all of your updates that you have throughout the community. The CAM and the board will have full access to maneuver, to adjust, to do whatever, to upload, take off, whatever they want to do on the community channel, right? You'll have a website portal. You go on the website, you just upload these flyers, these PDF flyers, announcements. We have a barbecue coming up on the 27th, whatever it may be. You upload it onto that portal. And then when your resident goes on channel 2, they see all of your updates. So those emails that you're sending and spending who knows how much money on paper and time. Time is the most expensive thing any of us can have, right? Is our time. And we know we only have so much time in a day. So with a community channel, this gives you a great way to, once again, you can still send out those flyers and those mails and everything you're doing now, but this gives you another way of reaching out to your residents, another way to reach out and let them know what's going on, any improvements. This is something that comes with the service. Once again, not all providers offer a community channel. Some do, and some charge it hefty. Some may be saying to themselves right now, yeah, my community has a community channel. We're paying like $280 a month for a community channel. Guess what? Starts with a C. Complimentary. This is a complimentary service for some, not for all, but for some. With a provider like the one I have behind me, it is a complimentary service. So if your community, like I said, is paying $240 a month for this community channel, that's another savings. That's another savings, over a span of a year. That's a huge savings over a span of 12 months. So once again, like I said, this is pretty much just diving deeper into what we were talking about. It's low cost. It's a low cost savings. You know, you like I said, some may be paying $80 a month, $100 a month. Why pay for that when you can get a complimentary? Once again, not all providers do that. I know some that do. Give me a call. I'll let you know which provider does, but it's a complimentary service. Once again, asking your vendors. The biggest advantage we have in anything, right, is our voice. It's not, asking around, asking questions. Word of mouth is the biggest marketing a company like us can ever have. Yeah, our Google reviews are great, but we have over 9,000 Google reviews, right? Our customers do our talking. All cams talk to one another. Hey, your residents ever have issues with the internet? No, they don't. We actually have Blue Stream Fiber. They love it. It's been great. Can I get somebody's number? I got to figure something out. Well, maybe it's not just internet. Maybe it's a pool service or landscaping service, security service, anything, right? We all talk to one another. What's working for your community? Because right now, there's not enough time and day or enough coffee that I can drink to help me get through the situation I have with my landscapers or with my security company or the pool cleaners, right? Ask your vendors. Who do you suggest? Who do you recommend? Ask if I have communities that call me all the time. Hey, Mike, are you guys, you have anybody you can get me in touch with for security cameras? Or you have anybody you can get me in touch with for, a roofing company? We want to put up new roofs. I do. We deal with people all the time, utilize that, utilize those vendors. It's a partnership. It's a partnership. Like I said, with us, it's a 10-year agreement. That's longer than most marriages. Well, not say most, it's longer than some marriages, a lot of marriages, right? 10 years, it's a long time. It's a partnership. Ask, what can we do to help? All right. So once again, we're going to dive back into the TV portion, right? So you see all these logos. These are household names, right? Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Apple TV, HBO Max. This is the reason why your residents are walking away from TV services. This is the reason why your residents no longer, no longer, no longer want TV services. They don't want to pay for it. I'm streaming on everything. I don't need regular TV no more. Use that to your advantage, right? Use it to your advantage. Look for an internet only quote, a bulk agreement. Because once again, you don't have to do internet and TV. You could just do an internet only bulk quote. So therefore, everybody in the community is only paying for internet. Your residents are paying for Netflix directly anyways. They're paying for Disney and HBO Max and Hulu. They're paying for these apps directly anyways. Has nothing to do with the HOA fees or anything. They're already paying for it. So if they're already paying for it and they don't need TV, why not give them an internet option where they can save $100, $150, $200 a month? Not to mention they have a lot faster, more reliable internet. So therefore, they never have any streaming issues. They never see that circle, that buffering circle when you're watching a show and you got 3 minutes left and here comes the subplot. Here it is. What's going to happen? And I got a circle. It's buffering. What's going on? It's almost as worse as the last episode of The Sopranos. Like what's going on here? My internet. You got to be kidding me. Those residents that strictly stream, they want a higher quality internet. Trust me. They don't want to lose TV service. Who does? Who does? So it can be pricey. It can be pricey, right? Your residents could be paying, and not just residents, us, right? Us in general, could be paying $17.99 for Netflix, $12.99 a month for Amazon, $7 a month for Disney Plus, $14.99 for HBO Max. Plus, I also have TV service that I have to pay for also. Do you really need the TV service? Like, if you think about it, how much do you really need the TV service? I have 140 channels. I watch 4 channels. Do I really need the TV service? Do you know the biggest part, the biggest issue that we all have is letting go. My whole life, I got home, I went on the couch, I hit guide, and I'm looking through the channels. I see what's on TV. I still want to have that ability. Yeah, I pay $200 a month in all my streaming services. And yes, I complain about how much my bills are all the time, but it's so hard for me to let go. But the thing is, a lot of that has to do because they don't know what to expect. They don't know that there's another option. Oh, well, I thought I had to keep Bombast or May Me and Me for TV. No, you don't. You can. What we're going to do is we're going to do an internet only bulk agreement for our community. And if you choose to keep your TV services, great. If you want to sign up with Bluestream for their TV services, go for it. But it's those residents that don't want to have TV services and that are paying the $17.99 for Netflix and the $14.99 for HBO Max, so on and so forth. They are ecstatic because now, guess what? Now they just pay for the apps that they already have, and they have that a better internet option, right? Surveys. Utilize a survey. People will answer, right? And some of you may say, "Oh, well, we do surveys all the time, and nobody ever responds. Nobody ever answers." Hey, have your vendor help with that. You know how many times our team have gone door to door in a community that we're trying to sign and asking residents, "Hey, are you interested in possibly changing internet providers?" We do it a lot. I've done town halls on a Saturday in a clubhouse or in a park or somewhere in the community so that the residents can come and pick my brain, ask me questions. As the CAM, use this to your advantage, right? Well, we're not sure about this. We're not sure about that. I would have to do a survey. If that, use that. Hey, would you guys be willing to assist with that? Is there a template that you could send me that I can send out to the residents that could assist with this? Trust me, they will. I know I will. They will. Let these vendors help you get to the information that you need across to your community. Obviously YouTube TV, Hulu Live TV, Sling. Once again, these are other streaming apps that a lot of people are utilizing, and you know what? Most of them are utilizing these for the local channels: ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. All right. At the end of the day, they still want to watch their news. They still want to be able to have access to those channels. You can still have access to those TV channels, even with a bulk provider such as Bluestream. We have several kinds of package. We have what we call a limited package, where it literally is just ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. Right? That resident, say it's a community where it's internet only. That resident reaches out to our team and says, "Hey, I want to sign up for just limited TV." Not a problem. We'll set them up with the local channels, and then we build them directly. Once again, at least their neighbor who doesn't want TV services does not have to pay for something that they're not utilizing. Everybody utilizes internet. Everybody. But not everybody watches TV. Not everybody utilizes the TV service. Do we really need to be paying for something that we don't want or we don't need? Everything is crazy enough price-wise in the world. Why should internet be expensive? Why should TV be expensive? Right? So, class credit time. So here it is. Here is the QR code. You can, once again, take a picture of that QR code, scan that code. You'll have 10 questions. I promise you they're super easy. And then you'll be able to get credited for today's course. I hope I was informative and educational. I hope you learned something. I really, really do. And, if you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to look up Mike Gonzalez. You can find me on Google. You can find me on LinkedIn with Bluestream Fiber. Utilize your vendors. They're there to help. And if they're not, I know a vendor that it is.
Yeah,
I name, but it rhymes with Hugh Stream Fiber.
Okay, well, so I forgot that, yes, and Lindsay will go over the credit, but yes, that you guys do your own submissions. But we do have some questions here before we get into that, Mike. Let's see, how do providers base their door fee off of? Does location matter? Is it standard price per door? Not sure if you covered that.
Yeah. So once again, it really depends on the size of the community. If and it's no offense to any smaller community, but say your community has 100 units, right? It could be $100, it could be $200. Now, say it's a community with 1,500 units, that could be like $500, $600, $700. Well, why? Because they have more units that they're going to get more money. Well, guess what? If there's a 1,500 unit community that's out for bid for internet, it's not just us that are bidding on them, right? It's other providers. So once again, that's why I was saying earlier, don't just speak to one provider for a bid. Make them have a bidding war. It's only going to benefit you. It's only going to benefit your community, right? So I always feel power of three is huge. Get a bid from us, but also get a bid from other providers.
Okay. Someone is saying that the QR code is not working. So could you put the link into the chat for everyone, Mike, please, while I continue with these questions?
Sure.
Okay. If you want to go back to the QR code, just because we want to, we do it different for monthly providers. And since you guys are doing your own, I just want to make sure everybody gets that. If we enter into a bulk agreement, is the rate fixed for the entire term, or will it adjust if individual service pricing decreases? Also, will equipment be upgraded as technology advances during the agreement?
Great question. So, no. So it is a fix. Well, once again, all providers are different. I can only speak from ourselves. We do offer a fixed capped annual escalator, right? So if it's 3% year one, it's 3% still at year 10, right? That fixed escalator is capped. Now, great question with the equipment, right? Technology moves fast. We move fast with that equipment. So what we do is after year 4 of your contract, our team comes in and we do somewhat of a technology audit, right? And make sure that the equipment that you have is still up to that day's levels, up to par, right? So right now, the big thing in the Wi-Fi world with routers is Wi-Fi 7, right? That's what we provide to all of our new residents. But when you look on your cell phone, you're going to see, well, I see 6E. What does that mean? And I see why. Well, that's Wi-Fi 6, right? So you have Wi-Fi 6, and then 7 or 8 years later, they created Wi-Fi 7. Now, 5 or 6 years from now, 4 years, 10 years from now, they may create Wi-Fi 8. Yes, we do come in and we update your equipment if need be. With the TV side, we do upgrades almost weekly on the TV side. But the internet side, that technology, we make sure all of our customers that technology is up to par daily.
Okay, we have 2 more questions here. What about installation? Is that done in-house by regular tech or subcontracted? Asking because installation is an entire process of lifting driveways and backyards or making wall cuts for equipment installations.
So I can't speak for all providers. There are providers that they do hire third-party vendors. Yes, and I don't think I get in trouble by saying this because it is a fact. So AT&T, for example, they use a company called Blue Streak. Blue Streak. I'm Blue Stream.
That's not confusing.
Right? I cannot tell you how many times I get communities. Oh no, we've heard of you guys. We're not. We didn't hear good things. We've never even set foot in your community. Then I realized, oh, you have AT&T. AT&T hires a company called Blue Streak to do the installation of their wiring. I cannot speak for other vendors. I know there are vendors that don't. There are some that they hire third parties. We personally do not hire third parties. Every person that you see wearing a Blue Stream Fiber shirt is a Blue Stream Fiber employee.
Okay. In regards to the public TVs, are they covered for the ASCAP and other licensing?
Are they covered for the
ASCAP and other licensing?
That's a good question. I do not have that answer.
I'm gonna put it into I'm gonna send it to you, Mike, so that you can. I'll send you an email, and then Fran, I'll send him your contact info.
I was able to share the link, Mike.
Oh, you were? Okay. Because
Yeah,
I don't know if
I
you
was
see me
able
here
to-
hitting buttons. I'm trying to.
I just did it. I did it on my phone and then forwarded it.
Okay.
And then Fran, I will
Over here
get,
hitting buttons.
I will connect, Fran, I'll connect you and Mike as well. We had someone say, great presentation, thank you. And then a question on the exam. If I get an answer wrong, will I still get the credit? The one with the all above was certainly all of the above.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are, I mean, he's a, yeah, right.
This
One more
isn't
question.
SATs, so.
That's right. Does your company provide security gate access options for communities or only internet?
So only internet. However, we do work. I mean, we're in over 500 HOA communities throughout the state of Florida. We have close to 450,000 customers throughout the state of Florida. We work with a lot of different vendors. So, if your community is, they want to move forward with Bluestream and, bring that up in a meeting, we'll definitely work hand in hand with that board and the property manager to, get a trusted vendor. With us, we work hand in hand with the vendor. Right. So we don't expect the board to do anything. So if your security cameras, your security gate, whatever it may be, you would give our team the information of that vendor, and then we reach out to that vendor directly, and we work hand in hand with that vendor. We do all the legwork.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. It's always so good to see you.
That's
We'll
it.
have it. We'll direct everyone over. We'll take it from here so you can get back to work, and we will see you soon.
Yes, yes. Thank you again for allowing me to come and speak for an hour. I hope I wasn't too
Anytime.
boring for anybody. And
Lots of good info. You can always tell when there's questions.
yes, yes. So yeah. Well, thanks again, and enjoy your day.